Do you find yourself struggling to market your practice on social media? Maybe you've looked at other people and you see the impact that it has in their practices, and you're like, you secretly wish you could do it. Or maybe you know that there's a huge opportunity, but you don't even know where to start from. Well, you're in luck because today I'm going to show you how to market your practice using social media as a private practice owner. Okay. Now, social media is something that has made a significant difference in every business that I've run. Now, my very first business is a private practice, and I'm going to talk to you about the model that I used. But one of the things that I did when I started was, I found out that if I could show up online once a week, I could build a following. I could build a know, like, and trust factor. I could establish myself as the expert because most people are not going to show up on social media. And that's exactly what happened. I started a show. It would run every Thursday during my break time at 1:30 p.m. And I just talk about parenting. I didn't even talk about medical stuff. And what ended up happening is after that, when I have a new patient, I'm like, how did you find out about us? They're like, oh, I saw you on the Legacy Parent show. And it was obvious who my kid's pediatrician should be. And that kept happening time after time after time. And it was so powerful that when I wanted to cut down my clinical time, I literally had to stop the show because people kept coming in. It was such a beautiful way for patients to find us. So you might be saying, oh, Dr. Una, I cannot imagine doing a live show. I can't show up live. I can't do any of those things. So I'm going to show you 4 different models that you can use to show up on social media and do it authentically, do it in a way that, speaks to your strengths so you can enjoy it, and then create all this traffic in your business. Now, to be clear, chances are you're going to use multiple models, but you're going to have a primary one. And so you get to pick. So let me know in the comments which one you pick. First model, I like to call the reality TV model. And you'll see many people do this where they kind of do a run of their day. And so they may have a video of them at home prepping to go to work. I'm an OBGYN. This is how I get ready. This is what I pack for snacks. This is what I do. They may show videos of them taking a run. And they're like, this is what I do to keep my strength up and all of that. They may do pictures of them in the office with their team and things like that. They're literally giving people a run of their lives, a run of their day. And people find that interesting. Now, you may think that may not work as well because they're not talking about, like OBGYN stuff and giving data and giving literature and all of those kind of things. But the truth of the matter is people work with people they know, like, and trust. And so what that person has done is they just humanize their brand and it makes people follow them. And so there are many doctors who do this and they do it extremely well. Now, you may be like me and you're a very private person and you're like, yeah, I don't do any of that. And that's okay. But there's some other people, they love to do that stuff. And so they're going to pick that model. So if that's not for you, don't pick it. Okay. Now, the second model is the answer my question model. And this is for people who are really heavy on education, right? I have a doctor in the EntreMD Business School who does this exceptionally well. Her name is Dr. Rachel Rubin. She is a urologist, a fellowship trained in sex medicine, and she's constantly answering all these questions about vaginal estrogen, about menopause, perimenopause. She just listens to her audience and she takes all of those questions and she's answering them one after the other over and over again. So her videos are like, where to get your vaginal estrogen, how to talk to your doctor about vaginal estrogen, why you should use it, what happens if you don't use it. She talks about menopause. She talks about all of these things on and on and on and on. And she has grown a massive following and she has a long wait list because she has all these people who are like, you're the best ever. You're the person who lets us know what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what we're missing, the misconceptions. She's had people from all over the world, not just country, reach out to her to let her know how impactful her content has been, right? And so that's something that you can use is the answer my question model. That happens to be one of the models I really love, right? And think of it as a, pediatrician. Patients' parents are always asking, like, my kid's cross-eyed. Is that normal at this age? My kid's poop is XYZ color. Is that normal? My kid's weight, but there's so many things to talk about. And you're literally answering those questions and debunking myths that they believe. You're just providing information, but it's not just information, it's relevant information because these are the questions they're asking. These are the questions they have in their mind that you're literally going in their mind and answering. It positions you as an expert. It positions you as a person who understands them. It positions you as the person they should follow, the person that they should, have as their doctor. And guess what? You might say, but it's not local. Even if they're not local, the truth of the matter is that you may have a practice in Atlanta and they're in Chicago. they will reach out to their people in Atlanta and say, this is the doctor that you need, right? Like imagine having referral sources all over the country. Now, the third model, which is the model I alluded to earlier, is the weekly show model, right? And so if you are a person, maybe your strength is just showing up and talking it through and going live and answering questions but your big thing is you want to show up once a week, and answer a question and serve your people, then this is a model that works really well. So when I did it, I did a show. I'm a pediatrician, so I did a show called the Legacy Parent Show, and it was all about helping parents confidently parents their kids and all of those things. We had a few things we talked about a lot, which is the lifestyle, the habits that we gift our kids, and that's a legacy of health we're giving them. And so we would talk about screen time, I would talk about sleep, I would talk about proper diet, talk about exercise and managing stress and all of those things, and also talk to the parents about how they're doing a great job, right? Because there's always this feeling of, I don't know if I'm doing enough and all of those things. And it was huge. We did it every Thursday, show up at 1:30. And so what happened, the beauty of a weekly show is if you set up a weekly show, then every week your people will come on. They will build a schedule around your schedule. If you build something and you build consistency around it, your people will build their schedule around that. And so we just had this following, and we'd have patients. We had patients tell their parents, it's time for the Legacy Parent Show. It is so funny. I went to the UK to go visit my family there, and I had no idea they were watching the show. And so they come in, they're like, oh my goodness, Legacy Mom is here. It was like the cutest thing ever, like in a different country, right? And so this works, and it could be as simple as you coming on, answering a question, taking 15 minutes, just talk to your people, right? And so that works. The fourth one is the entertainment model. There's some people that's their jam, right? They do the dancing, they do the comedy, they do all of that stuff. And if that's your jam, do it, use it. Even if you're not talking about stuff that's directly related to your field, again, people work with people they know, like, and trust. Okay, so those are four models you can use. Let me know in the comments which model is going to be your primary model and maybe which one will be your secondary model. But the thing is, if you show up on social media this way, you can grow a following that will translate to millions of dollars in your private practice. Now, I'm going to give you a fifth model, and this is the model not to use, okay? The model not to use is the informational model, and this is the model that we are most prone to as physicians, because as physicians, we love to teach. And so we come on social media, and we're giving people data, and we're giving them literature to go, research. We're giving them hard, cold facts. This is the truth of the matter. People love stories. People love things that are relatable. People don't just want to see facts, okay? They don't want to see facts. So facts tell, stories sell. And when you're marketing to sell, okay? So you want to leverage stories. You want to leverage a lot of stories, and we have tons and tons of them. Teach anything you want. Put it in a story format. Organize the information in such a way it's appealing. It's hitting the points. Don't just go like, oh, I read this paper. It's really interesting. Let me go post about it on social media. They don't want to see it. They don't care. Okay. So that's the model not to use. Okay. So what do I want you to do? I want you to start today. I want you to start today, or I want you to recommit today. And I want you to show up on social media. It is such a huge opportunity. Remember the time you walked into the patient's room and you were annoyed they didn't listen to you because they were on their phones? They're there. They're there. So don't fight them. Like, go to where they are and talk to them, and you will get yourself hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new patients. Okay. Now, as always, if you need support with any of these things, there's a movement that exists for you. It's called the Profitable Private Practice Movement. And in this movement, we help doctors build profitable private practice in the times we find ourselves in. We show you how to fill up your schedule. We show you how to get paid for the work you do. We show you how to optimize your team so you have a rock star team that can help you serve and earn. So check it out on tremd.com/movement. So I'm rooting for you. I want to see you do all the things you do on social media, especially in this time of unprecedented misinformation. Your voice is needed. So go recommit to this, and I'll see you on the next episode.